Hi, I'm Samantha, and I work at the Center for Growth as a therapist. Today I want to talk to you about a strategy called compassionate reflection. So, sometimes we can be too hard on ourselves for making mistakes. Reflecting on what we could have done differently can surely be helpful, but if you struggle with depression, anxiety, ADHD, or low self-esteem, sometimes that reflection can turn dark. Do you ever find yourself making big, generalized statements in the face of failure? I messed up at X, and therefore I am a total failure. I'm no good at that thing, or even I suck at life. These statements are what in the therapy world we refer to as cognitive distortions, because they distort reality. When looking more realistically at a situation, you probably do have some redeeming qualities, and maybe there are some reasonable explanations for why you messed up. Focusing on the negative, jumping to conclusions, and labeling yourself as a failure can actually lead to things like worse self-esteem and procrastination. Because if I'm gonna fail anyway, why even try? If you're someone who falls prey to negative self-talk like this, I encourage you to try an exercise called compassionate reflection. Think of a time where you messed up. Maybe you got a bad grade on a test. Instead of going down the shame spiral of how badly you messed up and all the bad things this could mean about you and how it could impact your future, instead focus on identifying why you got a bad grade. This isn't used as an excuse to excuse the mistake. We still want to learn and grow, but it's a way to not get stuck in shame, which can be debilitating. So if I failed a test, what are all the reasons why? And even more importantly, why are those reasons understandable? If I were to look through my most compassionate, empathetic lens, perhaps imagining that I was speaking to my best friend or a younger child, someone I loved and cared for, what would be different about how I spoke? For example, if I failed the test, I want to think about how my mind wasn't sharp because maybe I didn't eat breakfast that day because I was in a rush, which was because I slept in, which was because I was having trouble falling asleep because I was having anxiety about the test, and this is a reasonable chain of events, and reasonable because maybe I was never really good at this subject, or maybe I didn't realize how much I needed to study, or maybe I'd actually felt that other pursuits were more important or fulfilling at the time, until now when I got a bad grade on the test and I realized maybe my priorities were off, or not. And maybe I was nervous to ask for help, or didn't know what kind of help I needed till it was too late. And the thing that makes it not an excuse is that we aren't saying these things happened and so I no longer care about getting a good grade. No. They give you information about what is needed to support you in doing better next time, the things you can work on or implement for later. And thinking about that part compassionately too is important. Like, of course I'm not perfect. I'm a human. What is in my control right now to put in place that can help me actualize my goals? Dwelling on why you messed up or that you messed up doesn't help anyone. Compassionately taking inventory of the situation to see what's possible gives you a little more kindness, which is something that we all deserve.